Alright, looks like we are pretty much about live here. I'm just going to wait for it to actually show up on the feed that you guys are seeing. And it looks like everything is pretty much a go. Like I said, it's always interesting starting up these live streams and everything, how it works. And I just want to make sure everything is looking, as far as the layout, everything is fine and the audio is good before we actually get started with it. And of course, let people kind of file into the room here. But yeah, kind of a lot of interesting stuff to go over today. I see you guys filing in, so I'm definitely going to say what's up to everyone before we get started here. So what is up, everyone? OG over here from PlayerEssence. Welcome to the Midweek Essence Show. I think this is our 4th in a row or 3rd in a row, something like that. I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of myself that I'm able to actually put together this show this many times a row in a week, because I'm so fickle when it comes to plans on the channel. That's why you guys always see so much stuff coming on the channel, because I immediately want to change my ideas for plans. And that's why I don't like set schedules, because it's like, okay, well, sometimes I want to get you guys 5 videos a day. Heck, sometimes I might do 6. Sometimes I'll do 4. You know, sometimes I'll do it 4 in the morning if I'm up. Sometimes I'll do whenever the time is. So sorry for no set schedule, guys. But just to let you guys know, the fact that there is no set schedule for the most part means that you guys get more content, because whenever I'm up, I'm potentially doing content for you guys, and you're always going to get a lot. So it's always interesting. But let me say what's up to everyone in the chat here. So what's up, Night Moon? Shout outs to Elite Ninja Night Moon. How's it going, man? Mark Bryant, super elite. You're like the Hokage's assistant. So what's up, Mark Bryant? How's it going? Ninja Awesome 15. What a fantastic name. You belong here. Mohammed, how's it going, Mohammed? Relocan, how's it going, dude? Mikel Casanova, shout outs to Mikel. How's it going, man? BR Shinobu Ninja, what up, man? What up? What up? Liquid Metal, shout outs to Liquid Metal, and also shout outs to Liquid Metal because he actually helped me out with one of the articles that we're going to be discussing here today, which is the loot boxes. I think in Belgium or something like that. They're investigating loot boxes for gambling, and Liquid Metal actually did help me out with this one as far as the translation goes. So thank you, Liquid Metal. I do appreciate that. Just if you guys don't know, obviously Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is launching next week, so we're gonna have this layout here. Oh, I thought there was a fly in here. Something like flew across. I was like, what was that? So Xenoblade Chronicles 2, that will be like the next big game that we're going to be discussing. So usually whenever there's a big game that I'm playing, I'm going to have it in the background for my midweek essence, just to make sure I give you guys awareness. Another thing that you guys can see here, and actually I'm going to adjust something because I just saw a focus, the lens, like weird focus lens thingy. All right, so give me just a second, guys. All right, here we go. Configuration, there you go. Yeah, the autofocus was kind of messed up. So just so you guys can get used to like the new layout here, I kind of adjusted things just a little bit for you guys. So at the top you'll be able to see like the emotes for the sponsors. We do have another emote that's going to be coming pretty soon here, probably a Xenoblade Chronicles 2 type of emote, but for right now we do have the 5 emotes right atop there, so you guys can check that out. Also, whenever our next emote comes, you guys will be able to see the information, because a lot of you guys ask me well, when's the next emote and what are you going to do next? All that information will be at the top of the page. You can see it actually scrolling across. At 40 sponsors, we get a new emote, and then I'll also lick a cartridge at 40 sponsors because you guys liked me licking a cartridge. So I'll lick a cartridge at 40 sponsors. Pretty much every 10 sponsors, once we get a new emote, I'll lick a cartridge, even though I can't stand it, but you guys really liked it. You guys enjoyed it, so I'll do that for you guys. Another thing at the bottom of the screen, if you see here, you'll see all the latest donations and latest people who subscribe and all of that good stuff. All that good stuff will be right there. Social media, and then also the upcoming content. So right underneath the page, what you'll see is the upcoming content. So like you'll see what I'm going to be working on when it comes to original content. Obviously you guys are going to get PE news videos all the time. That's something that you guys already know you guys are going to get. But like you're going to get stuff like Skyrim gameplay. I have number 3 coming up. Resident Evil Revelations gameplay, that's going to be coming up. I have Worms. It's like M something something. I forgot what it is. But anyway, Worms is coming up pretty soon here. I've already downloaded it, so look forward to Worms content. So that's the stuff that you guys are going to see there. So you guys just kind of get an idea of what's going on the channel when it comes to my own content, games that I'm going to be playing, and all of that. So yeah, so that basically lays it out there. Oh, and to my right, when you guys are watching, yeah, to you guys' right as well, you'll see how many sponsors we have total on the channel. You'll also see the sponsor goal as well for the stream, and then the latest sponsor will also be displayed as well. So pretty cool. Just wanted to make sure that that I got all that information out to you guys. But with that out of the way, let's Worms, yeah, WMD. There we go, Worms WMD. So yeah, that's gonna be coming up pretty soon here. So yeah, we're gonna be getting that pretty much rolling. Now that we got all that out of the way, let's go ahead and get this show rolling. So, what's up to everyone in the chat? There's a lot of people. So let's see here, Kimbo242. What's up, man? How's it going? And real quick, guys, man, you know, it'd be really cool if all of you guys that are watching so far, man, if you guys can hit the like button as well. Let's get us, you know, get the stream out there a little bit more. Really helps out with visibility of this stream. Let's get some more people watching and tuning in. So if you guys can click that like button, man, that would be awesome if you guys did so. So I do appreciate everyone who's clicking that like button and letting my stream, you know, letting people know about the stream. So let's go ahead and get right into this, guys. I think we've got some serious business to go over, and we're going to start off with, like I said, with Liquid Metal. So shout outs to him. He's here in the chat. So basically what's going on here, guys, we have a loot box situation. We have a loot box situation, which was really, it's been a problem in gaming. And I mean, I've never bought a loot box in my life, so I never paid much attention to it. But it's starting to get to the point to where, like, I've never bought a microtransaction in my life. Like, I've never bought a Madden Ultimate Team card. I've never bought a Bravely Default SP drink. I've never bought a microtransaction, like, ever. I've never bought a phone app microtransaction, not even on Nintendo games, not even like on Fire Emblem Heroes or whatever the case is. I've never bought a microtransaction for any game in my life. I've bought DLC because I know what I'm getting, but I've never bought a microtransaction in my life because microtransactions are stupid. But like I said, it's, if you want to play it, if you guys want to do microtransactions, that's fine. But it's becoming a big problem because now these microtransactions, what we usually saw in, like, you know, completely separate online modes or not so intrusive or mobile games, we're starting to see them as the main way as far as multiplayer goes for games. And that's really been brought to light by probably one of the biggest IPs in the world, if not the biggest IP in the world, easily top 5 IP in the world, and that is Disney's Star Wars and EA's developed Star Wars Battlefront 2, to where they basically said that loot boxes are going to be a main way of the game. Now, obviously, they rescinded things. There was a big outcry. Their stocks went down. All sorts of stuff was going on, and they decided to rescind that. However, the damage... However, that scared me because it was loud. The damage has been done. Shout outs to Mark Bryan. I'll get to that $5 donation. Thank you so much. I do appreciate that, though, man. Let me go ahead and see what you have to say. I have never donated in my life. LOL. Yeah, right. As your tally just starts to go up higher and higher. Thank you so much, Elite Ninja, Mark Bryant, for the donation. $5. I do appreciate that. I really do, honestly, I do. I have a channel update talking about some stuff because I've been hearing, whenever I go on the Spawncast and other places, I've been hearing people say stuff about me, like in the comment section, and I want to make sure that, you know, like, I don't ever say it whenever I'm on the Spawncast because I look at some of the stuff, but I want to address some of the stuff, you know, when people, certain people, like, obviously it's trolls, blank avatars, but in my channel update, I'll address all the other things. But thank you so much, Mark. I do appreciate that. So basically, these loot boxes are being investigated because of really EA brought this upon, you know, everything, the whole loot box situation. And now we're having companies, or not companies, but now we're having governments actually investigate EA and investigate loot boxes as gambling. And this is something that I strongly believe is indeed gambling. So shout outs to Liquid Metal for the translation here. So this is basically apparently like the Belgium government or something like that. And Liquid Metal's translation says, Minister of Justice, is it Jeans, wants to prohibit buying something, a loot crate, without exactly knowing the content you're buying beforehand. Mixing up gambling and gaming at a young age is really dangerous for the health of a child. The problems surrounding Star Wars Battlefront started last week. Within the game, you can buy so-called loot crates, virtual boxes that can provide certain advantages, only you don't know what the loot box contains before buying it. Mixing up money and addiction is gambling. That is the opinion of the Gambling Commission. Now, VTM News brought this up, and a few days later, EA removed loot crates from their game. Also, because Disney, owner of the Star Wars merchandise, is criticizing EA, Minister Jeans, I'm probably saying that wrong, now wants to stop these practices in games. But this will need more time because we need support from Europe. But we will definitely try it. Now that's basically what he's saying there. So this guy is basically saying that loot boxes are gambling. They're dangerous to kids. When you put that, you dangle that carrot in front of them and say, hey, we can get you more XP, or we can get you more of this. You don't know what you're going to get, but you might get something. That is dangerous. And I've said this before, like, this is not a good thing to do with these loot boxes and everything. Like, this is horrible to do. I think it's bad for the Star Wars IP and the brand, and for children. Star Wars is marketed to kids, and you have these stupid loot boxes, you have these dumb things that are being basically you know, thrown in our faces. So I shout outs to this guy. He's trying to get it banned throughout Europe. It's going to be a tough battle. I know that's not going to be easy to be able to do that, but if he can get it done, then he can get it done, you know. I would love for that to happen. I would definitely love for that to happen. So shout outs to the rookie 12347 Black Steel, also for the subscription. Thank you so much, man. Do appreciate it. Everyone in the chat, please make the Rook, I'm going to call you the Rook. Please make the Rook feel very welcome. Headbands for that ninja, please. So this is it's a very serious issue. I mean, it's not only, it doesn't just stop there. It's not just Belgium and Europe. We're also getting some reports that Victoria's gambling regulator, where they're saying basically loot boxes constitute as gambling. So the state of Hawaii is investigating this, but a corresponding with the local university student, the Victorian Commission for Gambling and Liquor Regulation, it's called the VCGLR, has revealed that yes, loot boxes constitute a form of gambling, at least in Victoria. Now, the correspondence kicked off by way of student who reached out to the VCGLR, and this is from Kotaku AU, the independent regulator for gambling and liquor industries in Victoria. And they're the body that issues licenses for bartenders, proof of age cards, and generally regulate venues where alcohol and or gambling will happen. And they just talk more about video games and stuff like that. Now in Hawaii, just to kind of like topple onto this, because this is like a huge like domino effect. Hawaii is trying to fight the predator behavior of loot boxes, and they're investigating EA. Now, this is a very serious as well, guys. Like, I want to just make sure I get all this because I want to get you guys' reactions. So, of course, you guys, I'll read off you guys' comments. I know you guys are probably sounding off right now, but I'll read off you guys' comments in a bit. So, is a Democrat, Chris Lee from Hawaii, is standing in front of a camera and making an announcement about steps being taken to combat the predatory behavior of video game publishers, with particular emphasis given to electronic arts and its inclusion of loot boxes within Battlefront 2. So basically, you've got a lot of people that are kind of stepping in, and kind of gave me chills down my my spine right here, because you see this guy. I mean, I don't have the article. You guys can look it up. It's on where is it at? It's on Kotaku AU, and like you see this guy. He looks like Dean Cain from Superman. You got this dude that looks like Superman, not as big as him, but he looks like Dean Cain in Hawaii, you know. And he's standing in front of the Hawaiian Commissioner Board, and he's like, "Loot boxes, this and that." I mean, he's making his case and everything, man. My brother told me I missed this one. I missed this one right here last time. So shout outs, Fire Nation. Thank you so much, man. I do appreciate that. Who was that? Ruby Shield for the follow. Thank you so much. Welcome to the Fire Nation over there at Twitch. Please build the village up strong. Get a good collaboration going. I do appreciate the follow on Twitch. So thank you so much. But yeah, so this Dean Cain dude, Chris Lee from Hawaii, goes and says no loot boxes. He has an L on his chest. No, I'm joking. And yeah, man. So this is like serious business. Like, this is serious business. You have a lot of people. You have a lot of people that just really want to make sure that these loot boxes and stuff are, you know, are like done. I did see someone say, just want to ask, why are the follow and subs louder than OJ's voice? Is my voice hard to hear? Maybe I should, I guess I should probably adjust the volume. Is that what you're saying? If it's hard to hear, you guys let me know and I can bump up the volume. Actually, the volume's actually all the way up, so there's nothing else I can do. But I'll adjust the volume of the notifications and all that. So if that's what you're asking, let me double check on here. Let me adjust the volume. See, this is what I can do stuff live. I can adjust the volume live. Let me see here. Let's see. You know what? Actually, I don't know. Okay, here we go. There we go. There's that. Let me just adjust it since it seems like you're right. It is kind of loud, and it kind of like alarmed me too when I when I when it came up. So yeah, let me adjust the volume so it's not so loud for you guys. Sorry about that. All right, so I'm adjusting the volumes on all of them here. It's all good. We can do this live. I got time. All right, so I adjusted all of the volumes on there, so everything should be a little bit. It shouldn't be as loud. So thank you for that. Okay, so what are you guys' thoughts on this? Because I know a lot of you guys have comments. Can I get some good comments, guys, here from people who are watching? What do you guys think about this? Before we get into the next article, what do you guys think about this whole loot box situation and everything that's going on here, man? I mean, I think it's interesting. So Justin Martyr 1984 says loot boxes will stop being in games when players stop buying games with them, or if the government can get involved, loot boxes might be banned. So I think there's a lot of different things. A talkie teacher says a guy from a Hawaiian government said Battlefield or is it Star Wars Battlefront 2 was a Star Wars themed casino. So Wyatt Montgomery says seeing EA going through all of this makes me feel warm and fuzzy. Absolutely. I mean, and kind of to add on to this, guys, don't you guys think this is pretty bad damage to the Star Wars brand? You're getting a lot of people bringing up negativity in the Star Wars brand. Like, I think it's time for the NFL and it's time for Star Wars to ditch EA. I don't think right now you're hurting your brand. Right now the NFL is in a turmoil. It's locked in this whole, for those who are out of the country, it's locked in this whole national anthem, you know, social movement for people of color, where NFL players are kneeling. So there's that negative publicity with that, and positive publicity. I think it's both. Obviously, there's people that are fighting for it and people are against it. You have that with the NFL. Then also with EA, you have this whole loot box thing, which microtransactions, which EA does like crazy with the NFL, and I think which is also bringing more negative attention because now people are looking into what Madden is doing and FIFA, Ultimate Teams, and microtransactions. So I think EA is not a company that's worth investing to from like outside. EA is not a company at this point. It's so negative with what's been going on with Star Wars and these loot boxes. Look at the damage that's being done. Do you want to associate yourself with a company like EA at this point? I mean, I know they removed the loot boxes from there, but it's not like they said that we're going to get rid of them. And many of their other games, FIFA, all these other games, still have microtransactions and loot boxes and gambling type of behavior in there with Ultimate Team and all that. So in my opinion, Disney should cut their losses, whatever that is, and they should really find someone else to do Star Wars games. I recommend Bethesda. You can get them to do Star Wars games. I recommend there's lots of other companies that can do. I think Iron Galaxy can do Star Wars games. I think there's a lot of other companies out there. You can get a couple different companies to work on it and have exclusive deals with them and their partners. In my opinion, you know, that's what I would like to see. But I think any one of those companies that I just mentioned, whether it's the indie studio, which they have a number of people, 100-something people, Iron Galaxy can totally do a Star Wars game and do a Star Wars game better than EA. Hands down, Iron Galaxy could. Hands down. And they're the developers behind the upcoming Extinction game. They're a port studio. They've done a lot of ports, but they have their original IP Extinction coming out, and they also did the Skyrim port as well. You give Iron Galaxy Star Wars, I guarantee you they will make a good AAA Star Wars type of game, or they will make a solid Star Wars game with some help with Bethesda. Bethesda and Iron Galaxy. They can totally do it. So for me, and Bethesda believes in single player games, so they can make a great single player game. I mean, there was a game coming out that was canceled called Star Wars like 1313 or something like that, and it was looking amazing before it was canceled. But they can do something like that. So if I was EA, or not EA, if I was Disney, you need to get out of this deal. This is irreversible damage that's done to the Star Wars brand, in my opinion. I don't want to touch Star Wars with a 10-foot pole at this point. You know, because it's all EA. You're losing money. There's people who won't buy EA games. Like, if they moved over to Bethesda, if they moved over to a different company, then it's like, okay, like, you know, like, people are more willing to buy their games. You know what I'm saying? People are more willing to buy. But in my opinion, people are more willing at this point to buy a Bethesda game, like a Star Wars game, if it was made by them and it was good compared to EA because of all of EA's practices. It's time to move away. It's time to let it go. Like I said on PE, on the latest PE news, you know, on one of the PE news, I said, let it go. Let it go, Disney. Move on, you know. So that's just my my thoughts. I'm gonna read some of what you guys are saying too. Cosmetics should be able to be unlocked as well. Yeah, cosmetics should be able to be unlocked normally as well. Personally, for me, I don't like the whole, you know, I don't like the whole loot box to unlock cosmetics. Like, I mean, that type of stuff is stupid. I mean, if you can just unlock stuff normally by progression, like, hey, you get this at this point, like you get this at this point. But I mean, cosmetics, it's not as bad. But like the fact that people are actually spending money on loot box cosmetics, that's like alarming, that people would actually spend money on cosmetics, like on loot box cosmetics. I can understand, like, you know, a DLC pack that gets you characters, cosmetics, all that. I don't, and that's the reason why when people started complaining about DLC that was done well after, like when people start complaining like DLC that's released well after the game, or if they've got content, like let's say a game gives you hundreds of hours of content and then you get DLC, people start complaining. I'm like, you guys are complaining about the wrong thing. People complained about Zelda. Zelda gives you, like, seriously, Zelda gives you literally hundreds of hours of content in the game, and you complaining about DLC in Zelda. That's the wrong thing to complain about. That DLC is fine. You know what I'm saying? DLC that we've seen in, like, Wolfenstein DLC is fine. Like, that type of DLC, there's nothing wrong with that type of DLC. They work on the game, they give you plenty of content, then they work on content afterwards, they release the content afterwards, then you play more if you want it. If you don't want it, you move on to the next game. You got a bunch of jabronis online complaining about Zelda DLC over here, you know? So that's what I'm talking about, you know? Let's see what you guys have to say here when it comes to these loot boxes and all this. Star Wars should be in Kingdom Hearts 3. I mean, who cares at this point? Is that game even real? Liquid Metal says the bad thing about the pay-to-win system is rich people will beat you online. So even if you don't participate in loot crates, it affects you still. Exactly, and you know, and I've talked about this. That's a good point, Liquid Metal. And I've talked about this, like when you start moving it into the main type of game. So like for example, back when I used to play Madden, and when like Madden Ultimate Team came in, people started paying money for Madden Ultimate Team. The only way to win in Madden Ultimate Team, if you're playing online, is to pay microtransactions. That's the only way to win, is to be a microtransactions fiend. Because if you try to play the game normally, I've tried to play Madden Ultimate Team normally. Dude, you earn packs, you earn money so slowly. There's no way you're going to be able to, and like, anytime you buy a pack, you get such crappy players. You know, it costs way too much for a gold. You know what I'm saying? So, like, that's what Madden Ultimate Team does. But Madden Ultimate Team is separate from the main online mode, like from like the season mode, or from like the main mode, like ranked mode. You know, I think there might be Madden Ultimate Team ranked, but it's separate. Whereas the problem with this one is where EA crossed the line, is where, because EA decided that they wanted to put these microtransactions into the main multiplayer mode. So that's going to affect everyone who simply just wants to play the game. Madden Ultimate Team, while it sucks, it's not the main online mode where everyone's playing. Madden Ultimate Team is for a bunch of jabronis. FIFA Ultimate Team is for a bunch of jabronis online who make videos, you know what I'm saying, that get their subscribers to pay for all of their Madden Ultimate Team cards through making more videos. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what Madden, or that's what FIFA Ultimate Team is for. Go online, look up FIFA Ultimate Team, and look up all the YouTubers who have hundreds of thousands of subscribers or millions of subscribers who play Ultimate Team and make a bunch of money off of their Ultimate Team videos, which in turn they then invest into more Ultimate Team. So it's a waste to me, and this is the type of practices that EA's been doing for a long time. They've been doing this for a long time, and I'm so happy that they finally got called out for it. You know, I'm so happy about that. So let's get into some more comments here. Yeah, so Echo Cookie says Zelda DLC is at the very least not cutting content from the original game. They are continuously working on Pack 2 to be released. Exactly. And even with Pack 1, they were continuously working on Pack 1. It wasn't like it was ready right away. They had to update things. Heck, the game still needed updating, you know, when it came to things. So yeah, I totally agree with you there, man. Omega Fire says NBC analyst says we are all overreacting up to the EA debacle. No, we're not overreacting to the EA debacle. I saw that article. No, we're not. It's not overreacting at all, because this is destroying the fabric of competitive play. it's completely destroying the fabric of things. And it's so funny because people would, you know, some people would sit there and complain about Splatoon 2 and complain about it, and look at what we're getting. Look at all the stuff that we're getting for free. Or well, not free because we bought the game, but the free updates afterwards, DLC. The game, in my opinion, Splatoon 2 launched with enough content to be worth $60, in my opinion, because of the online multiplayer. Because the online multiplayer is still free. Like, you don't gotta pay anything at this point to play Splatoon 2 online, just as long as you have your internet connection and you can play. So you can play the game basically not paying any membership fee for right now. You get consistent content coming into the game, and that's for your $60, you know, and you get more content going in there. So, you know, the way that I see Nintendo's been doing DLC, outside of maybe like Fire Emblem, but even with Fire Emblem, it's like you still get hundreds of hours of gameplay, even with Fire Emblem, even with the DLC. So, I mean, for me, I don't have a problem with the way Nintendo's doing DLC, the way Bethesda does DLC with Fallout. Skyrim DLC is fantastic. Back when that was being released, you can tell that it was being worked on after the game. So yeah, I don't have a problem. Not a problem at all. Yes, Splatoon DLC is free. Exactly, it's definitely free. Wall Street Journal's complete trash. Some of the Wall Street Journal. I wouldn't say all of it. I say Takahashi Mochizuki. He's really good. He knows what he's doing. He works for the Wall Street Journal. But yeah, I can see some of I can see some of what you're saying with this one. Umberto says, also, isn't the microtransaction topic in a couple of streams ago? Wasn't that where OJ called someone a whale? That was funny. Well, yeah, that was basically, well, someone was here trying to sit here and say, oh, well, microtransactions are okay. I forgot what his name was, but there was just some dude in here trying to sit here and say that, and I was like, no, like, you're a whale, because that's what they're called. People who inhale microtransactions and who keep on wanting microtransactions, definitely whales. That's what they're called. They're called whales. So I'm just you know, just saying the truth there. What up, T dude? How's it going, man? Shout outs. Thanks for coming to the stream. Team Grizzly says the thing with loot boxes is it took long and how the government got involved. Oh, I think he's trying to say, Team Grizzly's trying to say, look how long it took before the government got involved. And yeah, I mean, it's one of those things to where it's video games, so obviously, you know, it's not going to get the biggest priority. But I think, like I said, this is the most intrusive that I've seen loot boxes in a $60 game. This is like the microtransaction loot box form of Evolve. You guys remember Evolve? That was the most disgusting display of DLC, like day one DLC that I've ever seen. Like the whole, like the whole game was DLC. Like the whole game was, it's like you get this little game that barely lasts that long. And then the rest of the game, if you want the rest of the game, it's all DLC. Like it's all paid DLC. Evolve was the worst, most disgusting form of DLC that I've ever seen. And Evolve, like, loot boxes remind me of that. Like, microtransaction loot boxes remind me of how bad Evolve was. But at least with Evolve, at least you saw what you were paying for. And if you were dumb enough to actually buy the game and, like, you can see what they were charging. It wasn't loot boxes, but you could see what they were charging for each piece of, like, each thing. But Evolve was absolutely disgusting. It was just disgusting. The day one DLC was downright pitiful. Like, oh god, that was I almost got a heart. I remember covering that back like in 2013 or when did that game come out? I had like a little mini heart. I was like, my heart hurt. Like I was like, are you kidding me? It was a good game though. From what I understand, like Evolve it's a cool game. Like I used to watch Ghost Robo play the game all the time, but I couldn't support that type of DLC. Like, to me, that was like the precursor to them just saying, hey, let's not put all the DLC, you know, to where you can see it because that looks bad. But hey, if we do this whole loot box thing, maybe it can hide the fact that we want to do exactly what Evolve did. Because to me, that's exactly what it was. It was like, basically, this is everything that you could get if it was microtransactions, but it's not microtransactions. It's DLC and you can buy it, you know? So to me, it's like EA wanted to take that model with Evolve and say, well, how can we do that in not such a bad way where gamers like go crazy? Like, oh, loot boxes. Loot boxes, you know? Yeah. Yeah, man. I don't see why anybody would have a problem with with Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Xenoblade Chronicles 2, you get content for a whole year, whole new expansion at the end for $30. They're telling you exactly what you're getting each time. You know what you're getting. They're explaining it. You can buy it at any time. It's not microtransactions. If you want to buy it, you buy it. If you don't, you don't. If EA wanted to say, hey, we're giving you all this content, so we're giving you hundreds of hours of content of exclusive like missions and DLC and all that, and a big single player, and we have this expansion that gives you a year's worth of content, season pass for this, I don't think people would have a problem. I think there's people, and that's why when people would start overreacting to season passes, I'd be like, guys, stop overreact. I told people to stop overreacting to season passes. I don't remember what it was, but DLC and season passes, I would tell people, guys, stop overreacting to every single time a season pass is released. Sometimes season passes are worth it. Sometimes season passes and DLC is there for the people who want more. They're not always there for, it's there for the people who want more. You know what I'm saying? And people kept on flipping out over season passes, and I'm like, all right, see what happens. Now we got loot boxes. Now we got loot boxes. Sometimes season passes are fine. Hyrule Warriors is a perfect example of a season. There's nothing wrong with Hyrule Warriors season pass. There's nothing wrong with Fire Emblem Warriors season pass. The game gives you hundreds of hours of content, and if you want a little bit more, you buy the little bit more. Or if you want that extra, you buy that extra. EA takes out season passes and DLC and puts in this crap. Yeah. I think you guys want that season pass back, don't you? Oh man, but Battlefield 2 is still selling well. It's selling well in the grand scheme of things. It's selling well, but compared to Battlefield 1, it's actually not selling well. It's 61% down in the UK, which is a big market for Star Wars, which is a big market for PS4 and Xbox One PC. And also another thing, and also it's EA Origin, so they can't even sell the game on Steam. And on top of that, like even in Japan, which is a fairly sizable market for Star Wars, Star Wars Battlefront 1 in Japan sold over 138,000 copies 2 years ago on the PlayStation 4. With this release that just came out this past week, Star Wars Battlefront 2, that sold 38,000 copies. So they're down 100,000 copies in Japan. Japan stuff is games are more expensive in Japan. So let's see here. So we're looking at roughly $6 million, dude, less of revenue. And like I said, that's just doing 100,000 times 60. That's just like I said, it could be lower. EA's cut is obviously lower than that. Shipping, translation fees, all that stuff. Blah 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 blah. What I'm saying is that that's still a significant chunk of money less than what you made beforehand. At least minimum 3 to 4 million. Minimum that you made less this time than last time, and the PS4's install base is bigger than it was a couple years ago. So you have a bigger install base, over 5 million users, and you made way less money. And Star Wars Battlefront 2, they had probably invested more money into this game this time around, considering all the marketing that they did, with the game. So it's down across the board. I mean, even I think in like MPD will probably be down too. Like it's down everywhere. Yes, it probably sold millions or a million or whatever the case is, millions probably. But considering that Star Wars Battlefront, 2, Star Wars Battlefront 1 sold over 15 million copies, I think. Yeah, that's a problem. If they just made the game normally, if it was just like a normal, like I said on the Spawncast the other night, if they just made the game normal, it probably could have sold 30 million copies, considering it's on PC, Xbox One, and PS4. And there's over 100 million PS4s and Xbox Ones out there. Oh, sorry. And PCs combined, there's over 100 million users that you could reach, if you include everything. But unfortunately, they decided to go this route, so I don't think they're going to hit that at all. What exactly are loot boxes and microtransactions? I don't know what type of question is that. Excuse me. All right, guys. So let's go to move on. A lot of you guys are watching, so shout outs. And guys, look, we have 176 people watching. I do appreciate everyone who is, but please, check out that like button. Check out that like button. Check out that like button. Hit that like button, and make the stream. You know what I'm saying? I would really appreciate it. Y'all hit that like button. So. Not that you guys don't have to, but if you want to hit that like button, you can go ahead and hit that like button. So let's go ahead and move on here, guys. Let's talk about net neutrality. Neutrality. This is a big deal, guys. This is a very, very, very big deal, and it's a problem. It's a problem that we're having. So, net neutrality. Let's go over. Let's just go over the facts. Let's just go over the article first. So I got this from The Verge. So FCC announces a vote to destroy net neutrality next month. So the Federal Communications Commission will vote to put an end to its net neutrality rules next month. Commission Chairman Ajit Pai said Monday. The proposal will reverse the Title II classification of internet providers, which allows the agency to put strict limits on their behavior and replace it with an old information services or service classification, which a federal court has ruled is less comprehensive, weakening any protections that might replace those currently in force. So basically, long story short, I'm pretty sure you guys have seen a lot of videos and talked about this. Basically, what the government wants to do right now, and who was appointed by the current president, this guy Ajit Pai or whatever his name is, he wants to make it to where internet service providers or ISPs, the people that you pay your internet for, can basically barter and commission websites in order to package them in sales or deals. So picture this, basically, guys, and I'm not exaggerating when I say this. Dr. Trey had a great video. And basically, he likened it to like your TV. Like, let's say you want to go with Dish Network or whatever the case is, and they sell packages to put together different channels and put it to here. And like, hey, you can have this package for this price. You can have this package for this price. Basically, if you destroy this net neutrality, internet service providers can do the same exact thing as cable companies, as Dish, as everything. And shout outs to Night Moon with a $1 donation. Thank you so much. Do appreciate the $1 donation. Night Moon says, screw that guy that wants to destroy net neutrality. Exactly. Well, I'm going to keep on explaining this to you guys so we know this. So basically, your internet service provider can say, hey, you want the combo that has Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube, and maybe some websites. Okay, you spend $69.99, you know? But if you want, let's say you don't want YouTube, you want just Twitter and Facebook and a few different websites, okay, that's $39.99. Let's just say you want just internet. You don't want access to any social media sites. You don't want access to streaming, to Twitch and all that. That's just going to be $9.99. So which package do you want? Like, that's what they want. You know why they want that? Because they know that's going to make them money. This is all about money. This isn't about, I've seen some people try to say, oh, well, faster speeds and this could help all of us with 5G. No. This is all about big money people in the government that are trying to look out for their ISPs, the people that own all these, because guys, there aren't many ISPs and this is the US, guys. There aren't many ISPs in the US. It's not like there's a bunch of them just like, oh, here's this ISP and this ISP and this ISP and this ISP. Look, seriously, my internet service provider, who do I have? Spectrum. It's like 3 conglomerate companies all into one. Like Spectrum bought out Time Warner, which bought out Roadhouse, or what was it? No, Roadrunner, which bought out like seriously, it's like all of these ISPs are like banding together. There's only a few. I don't think there's more than like 10 ISP providers in the US. I mean, it might be less than that. I don't know. There's like Fios, which everyone can't get. There's Spectrum. There's Comcast. There's maybe like there's like AT&T. There's very few. Like here where I live in the Central Valley, there's like 3 to pick from. like there's like 3 to pick from, you know? And like they're trying to this is exactly what they're trying to do, because there's tons of websites and there's very few ISPs, and the ISPs want to make more money. Okay, because they know that they can make more money if they do what the cable companies do. Remember, a lot of these ISPs also do cable. They know their business models, and they're trying to bring that business model over to us and monetize us for that. You want YouTube connections? You want Twitch? Oh, those are big streaming. Those take a lot of data. That's going to be $150 a month if you want that. That's exactly what they're going to do. That's exactly what they want to do. They want to segment it because they know more and more people are cutting the cord. People are cutting the cord. People do not want cable anymore. You know why they don't want cable anymore? Because most stuff on TV is trash, and Netflix is kicking their butt. Netflix is destroying cable. Netflix, Hulu, online is destroying these big ISPs that also do like TV and all that. So they need a way to make more money. They want to make more money out of it. They're greedy. They want to appease their shareholders. They want to be billionaires. It has nothing to do with improving. There's nothing, absolutely nothing. And I'll get to you guys' comments in a bit because I know you guys are sounding off too. There is absolutely nothing positive for us, the consumer, with this. There's nothing, not a single thing. Do not believe this Ajit Pai. Do not believe a freaking word that comes out of his mouth. He and the government right now that are trying to repeal this this act, this thing that Obama put in. Okay, like I said, I'm not trying to make this political. I'm not trying to make this about. This isn't like a Trump versus Obama type of thing or anything like that. But Obama put in an act for net neutrality. Okay. So where ISPs, to where this type of thing that they're trying to get to do wouldn't happen. And they're trying to repeal this thing that Obama put in, okay? So I have, obviously, this is something that you guys need to fight for. This is something that you guys need to fight for. This is something that is very important that we make sure we let them know that they're not going to do us like this. Let me see here. I do have a link for you guys. So when you guys get the chance, you guys can, where is it at? Here we go. Okay. So here is a link to, it was a guy on Twitter, Proud Register. Basically, he says there's two phone calls that you can make to save net neutrality. You can, one, call the FCC chairman's office, and two, call Congress. Both of the numbers are going to be right here in this link with some if you live in the U.S., obviously. Oh, even if you don't live in the U.S., I guess you can call it, but you got to make sure you watch out for whatever fees that you might have. And guys, we're almost at 100 likes. Can we get to 100 likes? I think we can get to 100 likes. I think we can definitely get to 100 likes before I finish this. So here is that. So that's the thing, guys. Check out that link and just copy that link that I just put there in the chat. Copy that link, and you guys can call the number, you know, later. And that's the thing. We need to make sure that we really speak up on this one here, because this is what they want to do to us. And shout outs for the 100. Yo, shout outs. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Ninja. Over 100 likes. I do appreciate that. But 150 would be pretty cool. If we can get to 150, I don't know if we can, but if we could, that'd be cool. If not, that's okay. I'll take 115, 120, but either way. Shout out to Power Level Amy. What's up, Power Level Amy? But this is exactly what they're trying to do. So I'm actually going to read off some of you guys' comments here. So let's talk about this. Let's see. What do you guys have to say on this? Misspelled Canadian, you did. What's up, Ms. Velvet? How's it going, Velvet? Shout outs. Thank you so much for coming to the stream. Do appreciate it. See that you came in. Team Grizzly says, all I know is that if net neutrality is disbanded, I'm going back to my Sega and my N64, and I'll just buy newspapers, magazines, and buy Blu-rays again. Buy IGN.com, Facebook, and Netflix for me. Yeah, definitely. The band is definitely all here. Shout outs, Ms. Velvet. Thank you for coming. And once again, Power Level Amy, thank you so much. I'll never use Twitter again. Soul bad guy. You get 200 likes or nothing. Omega Fire just put $600 like paper on your door. What does that mean? Put a 600 like paper on your door. I don't know what that means. Is there Andy Garza says, is there anything we can do from other countries to help? I mean, if you can call, I mean, you can definitely call. You can act like you're an American. You can definitely call that number and just say like, hey, you know, this whole net neutrality thing, because it does affect you guys somewhat, because like, for example, you guys play video games with people here in the US, and if we're getting our internet regulated, you know, to that front, then we might not be able to play with you guys as much. You know what I'm saying? So it does, this can affect worldwide. Obviously, what happens here in America can definitely affect other countries. We have video game producers here. We have companies that are, you know, looking to put out content. For example, like DLC. You know, there's other things that the internet does for you, like downloading. Like, oh, here's another problem. Here's another big issue, guys. We're not even talking about just like websites. We're talking about your video game consoles. So like, if you're gaming online, that's bandwidth, that's internet. A company is trying to regulate. Oh, I thought someone opened my door. A company is trying to regulate how much you do that, and somebody's burst knocking on my door. I need to stop. So they can regulate that. They can even regulate those type of things. So, I mean, this is a big deal, guys. This is a big deal. This is a very big deal. And I definitely want to make sure that we speak up on this, especially if you're American. If you live here in America, you know, you definitely got to speak up on this. So yeah, man. What do you guys have to say about this? Parallel Game says what they want to do is vote on a system already in place in other countries. Interesting. Link, is it L Jink, says Trump is a clown. No, hey guys, no. Hey guys, no political stuff, guys. Let's just stay away from, let's just stay away. I don't want this turned into like a whole political type of deal, okay? So it's pretty divided. I mean, things are already divided enough. You know, I don't want my stream to turn into that. So let's not talk about, you know, all that stuff. You know, let's just talk about the issues at hand, what's going on, and what we need to do to fix it. Please. Wizard Grunt R34 says, just tell gamers that not only they will have to pay for PSN, they will have to pay a gamer tier on top of the internet. Exactly. That's a better way of doing it. Like, you know, you'll have to pay, like, let's say you'll have to pay that gamer tier. You'll have to pay. They're going to do it because streaming and playing video games online, if you're streaming Doom, when I stream Doom, I'm streaming it on Twitch, I'm streaming it on YouTube, I'm playing the game online through my own connection. Dude, that is like a million, that is like so much data. The ISPs want to charge you for that, man. They want to charge you so bad for that. They don't want you using up all that stuff, man, like, and not paying extra for it. Like, oh, they want to charge you so bad for it, man. So yeah, we'll see. Let's see what else. What other comments you guys have? Ms. Velvet says, loot boxes must die. Exactly. Death to the loot boxes. Death to the loot boxes. But you know what would be pretty cool? If that like button went up to 115. I think that'd be cool. It's at 113. That's a weird number. Oh, it's at 114. 115 would be nice. 115 would be nice. But I mean, like, what else? What else you guys think? OJ, I'm texting you an article about Portugal. Okay. To show the system they want in the United States. Okay. Definitely, I'll check it out. I'll get to that, definitely. Money greater than your life. Let's see. I'm going to go through more comments here because I would read more articles right now. Thank you for the article, Power Level Amy. I'll definitely get to it on PlayerEssence Cross Nintendo for sure. My back. OJ, are you getting Resident Evil Revelations Switch Edition on Tuesday? Yes, I'll be getting Resident Evil Revelations, Ms. Velvet. If you look at the bottom of the page, you'll see channel update, and then you'll see all the different stuff that's upcoming content. You'll see upcoming content, and then you'll see like Skyrim, Switch gameplay. You'll see Resident Evil scrolling across pretty slowly too. So I might need to speed up that. It's going a little bit slow. Let's speed up that scroll a bit, shall we? All right, yeah, we speed it up to 9. All right, speed it up to 9. All right, so Resident Evil Revelations content is upcoming. So yes, definitely getting that. Team Grizzly OJ, off topic. How about that Fire Emblem for Switch? That is ridiculously off topic. Let's get 150 likes. Let's get 150 likes there for the stream. Yes, I'll definitely be streaming that. So I think we've talked about net neutrality. Obviously, guys, I've given you guys the link. I will give you guys the link again. Make sure that you follow the directions here, and let's get this thing bodied, because this is absolutely ridiculous. We do not need this at all. We do not need this at all, and it's going to affect everyone here. So definitely, just make sure that this doesn't happen. You know, that this just doesn't happen. So let's see here. I've been streaming for 48 minutes. Okay, so I want to round out the hour with some questions. So, well, that's Japan. That's Japan. That's Japan. For here in America, that's not the way that it works as far as that goes. We want to make sure that net neutrality is that, because that's exactly what they're trying to screw us over. That's exactly what they're trying to do. They're trying to screw us over. So if you guys have questions, let me know about the questions, and I will answer questions for the next 10 minutes or so. We'll answer some questions as quick as I can. Christopher Stanford says, unrelated, but I'm waiting for Pokemon to buy a Switch. You should buy a Switch now. Like, there's so many good games. You should buy a Switch. I don't know why you would wait. You should buy a Switch now. There's way too many good games. Way too many good games. You got Zelda, you got Mario, you got Splatoon. You just got so much good stuff on the system. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I don't know why you'd wait till Pokemon. Velvet says, should I get Fast RMX? If you like racing games like F-Zero, then absolutely. Fast RMX is a great game to get. Absolutely. Rive T Gunner says, I live in Japan and the Switch is still sold out. Yeah, unfortunately, those lottery lines, man. Really sorry about that, Rive Gunner. But yeah, Japan's a cool place to live, though. You guys have really low crime. Because here in America, yikes. Luis Kaya says, OJ, have you heard any news on WWE 2K18 Switch Edition release date? I've been hearing that it got like stealth released. I guess some people are already playing the game and some people aren't. But yeah, I mean, I don't have any news on it or anything. Team Grizzly says, should video game prices stay at 65 or go up to 85? Well, game prices are $59.99 plus tax, and depending on where you live, the tax is different. So, no, I don't think game prices should go up to 85. I don't think game prices should go up. Developers should learn how to optimize their games and stop spending $5 billion on marketing and making their development costs skyrocket. And do DLC. If you're worried about that, then just do DLC. Power Level Amy says, or asks, with Square Enix saying they want to bring back older IPs to Nintendo Switch, what IPs do you think they have in mind or want to attempt? I think stuff like Parasite's Eve, I think stuff like Chrono Trigger is what they're targeting. I think Chrono Trigger is exactly what they're targeting when it comes to that. Will we see a Chrono Trigger anytime soon? I doubt it, but I think that they're targeting bringing Chrono Trigger back, bringing stuff like Secret of Mana back. I think they want to do that to where you don't have to invest like Final Fantasy type of money into it, but you can invest like a Project Octopath type of budget, and you can get like maybe like a PS3, Xbox 360 quality with some nice touches and put that out on Switch and release it on all systems, but kind of market it for Switch first more so than anything. I think you can do that and you can have a lot of success. And I think that's what they're trying to do. So yeah, I would say stuff like Parasite's Eve. I would say Chrono Trigger. I would say some of their not Legend. No, that's not Square Enix. But anyway, I would say just games like that. Some of the RPGs that they had back in the day. Breath of Fire. I think those are the IPs that they're talking about. I can't read it because it's Japanese, but a bit of off topic about Xenoblade 2. For some say the Famitsu score for the game is a concern, while the original got a 36, and how the best-selling Fire Emblem got a 36 as well. The people that say that it's a concern they're silly because 35 is a good score. So I don't know what are they concerned about. Like what are they concerned about? So it doesn't make sense. And Famitsu gave the same score to Sonic Forces. So yeah, it's just that. I don't know why people are concerned about anything. Christopher Stanford, the thing is, I got my 3DS just 2 years back. The 3DS has a huge library of games I'm interested in, so the Switch's got to wait. Hey, man. 3DS is good, but once you play the Switch, I'm pretty sure 3DS is great. Don't get me wrong. 3DS is great. But the Switch absolutely destroys the 3DS in every single way possible. I mean, if you want to sit back and play 3DS, that's fine. You can play 3DS. Obviously, 3DS has a lot of great games. You're right about that. But the Switch is you can play it the same way that you play your 3DS. You can play it handheld, but then you can also play it on your TV. It switches back and forth. You know what I'm saying? And you get the full actual console quality games on the go. Plus, you get all your indie games. I mean, Switch is just it kind of blows it blows back the 3DS. It's not even close. But hey, man, I mean, I don't even play my 3DS anymore. I only played it for like Metroid. That's it. Once the Switch came out, it's like Switch is just, it's so much better. It's more comfortable. You can play tabletop mode. You can play, all sorts of ways. Like, it doesn't have like a little nub. I mean, 3DS is great. I love the 3DS, but its time is done, man. At least for me playing it. Obviously, for those like maybe like for kids, if you can't get it, if you can't get a Switch right now at this point, if you can't afford it, obviously then 3DS is a great option. But the Switch, if you can afford it and if it's there, I mean, the Switch is a fantastic option. I would not hold out or hold back, but that's just me. Obviously, you can play whatever you want. Let's see, more questions. Sergio Nunez says, OJ, good point, but do you think we'll have to accept the smaller games? I mean, if they need to adjust, they probably start by putting a basic game out, then charge more on DLC. I don't know what you're talking about. What do you mean by smaller games? I don't know what company you're discussing, so you're gonna have to clarify. Sergio Nunez. Are you optimistic on Phantasy Star 2 coming to America? No, I'm not optimistic on that. No, I'm not. Um, Soul Bad Guy. Some of my Smash 5 choices are Paper Mario. Okay, you're talking about Smash 5 choices. That's not a question. Um, Nef18. OJ, do you like Rocket League? Rocket League P Arena? I'm not huge on Rocket League. Once I get the game, we might do a Rocket League PE Arena, but I'm not huge on it, to be honest. BR Shinobu says Capcom Resident Evil Revelations seems losing out on more potential physical Switch sales by missing out a whole U side. Yeah, obviously, but they're looking at what they're doing is that they're being cheap and they're looking at it from a production standpoint. They have to buy a minimum amount of cartridges in like certain areas, and they're thinking that it's not going to sell that amount. They're just thinking that it's not going to, based on pre-order numbers, based on whatever the case is, they're just thinking that it's not going to sell that amount. So they decided to make the decision. I don't like the decision. I don't agree with it, but that's just basically what's going on. So they're well aware that they're losing out on the physical sales. I mean, they wouldn't have made the decision if they weren't going to be aware that they're going to be losing out on sales on it. But it's like night and day. It's almost night and day cheaper between doing a physical release and doing a digital only release. It is like so much cheaper, maybe even millions for some, to do a just digital release only, you know, which I don't, like I said, I don't agree with it, but I mean, it's their call on that one. I don't agree with it at all. I wish they would do a physical release, but it is what it is, you know, just gotta accept it. OJ, I'll be right back. I'm gonna watch your latest news feed. Okay, no problem, Velvet. Thank you, I appreciate that. T-Dude says, Switch and the Super NES Classic are the hottest sellers of 2017. Yes, that's not a question, but it's a statement. That's cool. Let's see here. I'm trying to look. See, you guys have any more questions? I just see a lot of statements. You guys have any questions? I wouldn't bank on the PS4 outselling the Nintendo Switch this holiday season. I wouldn't bank on that. I don't think it's not a like foregone conclusion that'll happen. Even though it's $200. I mean, the PS4 and Xbox One are cheaper than the Switch right now. Like you can get a PS4 like, or you can get an Xbox One S, you know, and PS4s for cheaper than $299. So I wouldn't bank on that. They'll probably have more stock, but I mean, I don't think it really matters considering the Switch is selling so well. What does it matter? Like, Nintendo's going to sell a ton of their stock anyway. So I mean, it honestly doesn't matter at all. All that matters is Nintendo's end result of what they want. You know what I'm saying? And do they reach that? They want 16.7 million Nintendo Switches. Will they hit that number? If they hit that number, it doesn't matter who outsells them or if they sell less. All that matters is the number that they want to hit. So, I mean, sometimes people get so caught up into these, oh, who sells more than what? It doesn't matter. What's the number that you want to hit? If Nintendo says, we want to sell 30 million by next year, do you think that they give a crap if they were outsold or not? Like, no. All they care about is like, oh, if we sell this amount, we're going to make this amount of money. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it matters, you know, for some, but for the most part, it doesn't matter at all. Rive Gunner, OJ, would you say that Switch games are underperforming due to shortages of the console, specifically in Japan? I don't. Possibly, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say underperforming too much, but I would definitely say that they could do more. Obviously, the bigger fan base or the bigger install base that you have, the more sales you can have. So I wouldn't say underperforming, because a lot of the Switch games are like breaking records. But I think that they're definitely selling a little bit less. But Nintendo has an evergreen system with their first-party games. So whenever people in Japan are able to pick up the Nintendo Switch, they'll buy the game a year from now. They'll buy the game 2 years from now. They'll buy the game 3 years from now. I remember, Skyward Sword got into like to the top. Like at one point, like in Japan, got into like to the top 20 after like 3 or 4 years. You know, it was like a while ago. Skyward Sword, like Animal Crossing, new like Amiibo or New Leaf. You know, that got back into the top 20 multiple times. Heck, it might still even be there. Mario Kart 7 would be in the top 20. So people buy games for a long period of time when it comes to Nintendo. So while they're losing out like on day one sales or something like that, or like the first sales there, people will still buy Nintendo games well after. So it'll all catch up, you know. Am I ready for Xenoblade Chronicles 2? I'm really feeling it. Heck yeah. How can people 13 years or younger help fight for net neutrality? You can call that number. You don't got to be, there's no age that you have to be to call that number. You can call that number. Ben G says, are you getting anything for Black Friday? I'm looking to get Horizon Zero Dawn maybe for like a really cheap price. Maybe getting like Monopoly. Looking at some other stuff. I'm looking at the Black Friday, like Best Buy, like online stuff. I'm just gonna buy it online and go pick up in store. I'm not gonna go out there and get trampled, in the U.S. or anything like that. Excuse me. Um, Switch gonna double Wii U sales in a year. Poor Wii U. Yeah, Switch is definitely going to. By the end of 2018, Switch will definitely be. I think it will be at around almost double the Wii U. I think it. No, I think it will be double the Wii U. Yeah, it will be double the Wii U. Umberto. I probably say that. I'm probably say that wrong. So I'm just gonna call you Ibram. ER? I don't know how to say it. I'm sorry, dude. What Nintendo IP do you think could have an unexpected RPG that ends up becoming one of the best RPGs in gaming history? I have no idea, dude. That is such a loaded question. That could become an unexpected RPG. I don't see any IPs that they have that can just become unexpected RPG, then all of a sudden be like the best in gaming history. If they ever decided to turn, I don't know. There's nothing that I can think of. there's nothing I can think of that Nintendo IPs that where they can really that maybe if they ever decide maybe to turn Animal Crossing into an RPG, maybe that's it. If they ever turned Animal Crossing into like a MMO / normal RPG, that might be able to rival Pokemon or rival something that just like great like that could probably turn into something crazy if they ever decided to do that, like Animal Crossing World or something like that. That could be, but that's the only thing that I can think of would be like Animal Crossing, or no, only Animal Crossing. Or if they ever made like a Mario, like no, not a Mario, no, it'd have to be Animal Crossing. If there's a Nintendo Wind it says if there's a Nintendo Direct in January, what game would you be hyped for the most if you saw gameplay footage of the next Fire Emblem game, No More Heroes or Metroid Prime 4? That's a good question. The most hyped Fire Emblem. I just got giddy thinking about it. Fire Emblem, because we've already seen No More Heroes. We've gotten a title screen for Metroid Prime 4 at least. At least we know it's like Prime. At least we do know that. Like Fire Emblem, we don't even know the style of the Fire Emblem game. We've seen. I mean, like at least with Prime, I have something in my head, but with this, we have no idea with Fire Emblem. So Fire Emblem just gets me more giddy than Prime because Prime is just like one character. It's just Samus, right? It's just that. Like, and Prime is gonna be amazing. Don't get me wrong, I love Metroid Prime, but Fire Emblem to me is just much better. To me, it's much better. But like I said, that's just for me. Obviously, they're both great games. Reggie Fizame says, I'm curious to see if Shulk will appear in Xeno 2. What if Rex and Shulk and Fiora's kids? I don't know about that, dude. So we'll have to wait and see. That's I don't care about that type of stuff. I just care about like the game, playing the game, So, do you think any store might do a midnight release for Xenoblade Chronicles 2? Probably not. Probably not. Visit Grunt. Yeah, Nintendo doesn't care to be number one. It would be nice for them, but I don't think it changed their strats. Exactly. It doesn't change anything. I mean, it's great. Obviously, Nintendo wants to be number one. That's why they put out, releases saying, hey, this is what we want. But I mean, the Switch is going to sell amazing, and it's going to sell at $299. It's not going to sell at $199. So it's about profit. It's about revenue. I mean, if Nintendo said, okay, we're going to sell Switches at $99, I mean, obviously that would be the best-selling system, right? But you're selling it at $99. So I mean, yeah, Sony and Microsoft. Oh, we're selling our systems at $199. Yeah, but you might sell more, but you're selling it at $199. You're not selling it for the normal price. So it's not like you're making a lot more. You're hoping that you make that up on software and uptake. You know what I'm saying? It's an investment. So you're selling it for $100 less. You know what I'm saying? So, let's see here. A Kirby RPG. Could be both unexpected and really good. Yeah, but I don't think it'd be like unexpected to be like the greatest in history. I mean, I don't know. But yeah, I love a Kirby RPG. I got burned. I bought Xenoverse 2 for 40 and then found out that it'll be 20 for this Friday. I could have used those savings to get the DLC. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Is Pocket Rumble canceled on Switch? Not according to the developers, no. F-Zero RPG, create your racer, save to save Captain Falcon. I want an F-Zero RPG so bad. I want an open world F-Zero game so bad. I would love an open world where you can participate in races, you can fight people, like you can the F-Zero lore is awesome. Captain Falcon, freaking Falcon punches people to like to the sun, like into the sun. Like I want an F-Zero RPG so bad, guys. I want one so bad. Nah, Metroid greater than Fire Emblem. That's your opinion. I don't think so. Like I said, that's your opinion, but I honestly don't think so. So yeah, we can just agree to disagree. Fire Emblem to me is definitely better than Metroid. But Metroid is great. Metroid is great. But it all depends on what you like. I like RPGs more than first-person action games, you know? So I like RPGs. If you like RPGs more, then Fire Emblem is probably a better game for you than Metroid. If you like big narrative stories and RPG mechanics and leveling, then Metroid definitely isn't going to be better than Fire Emblem. You know what I'm saying? Like that's for me. But I like RPGs more. I mean, I think you know my channel at this point, Rukia. Come on. OJ, did you ask a question to Mario via email yet? I don't know what that means. No, I have not done that, and I don't know what that means. Ninsane Gamer, do you think Rockstar should remake Body Harvest for the Switch? I don't know what Body Harvest is, but I mean, sure, why not? I think isn't that game that got canceled or something like that? I forgot. Back when Rockstar was part of the dream team for Nintendo, I know it has something to do with that. But yeah, I mean, that would be great. I mean, I guess. I mean, that'd be cool. More games better, right? Christopher Sanford says, what do you think the next revision of the Switch would be like? Very similar to like new Nintendo 3DS, something like that. Put in like a little bit better graphics, maybe some more memory, you know, more processing power, whatever the case is. Call it Switch Plus, you know. I would probably say, yeah, call it like a Switch Plus. New, you know, not new Nintendo Switch, not that, but just like a Switch Plus, you know, or Switch, like a letter after that or something. No, not Switch U. No Switch U. Switch Plus. I just call it Switch Plus. That's what I would think. So it's going to be something like that. I mean, maybe a supplemental computing device in the future. We'll see. Where can I find a big storage SD card for my Switch and cheap? Amazon. T-Dude says, if Bandai Namco were to make Project X Zone only for the Switch, do you think Monosoft would work on the project? Possibly. I don't know if they do Project X Zone. I'm not sure if they're going to make any more of those, but if they did, yeah, Monosoft would probably have to be involved with the project somewhat. Maybe give it to some of their smaller, the younger developers on the team. Get a team of about 30, 40 people. Let them make Project Cross Zone. Make it a smaller game. You don't have to make it anything huge, you know. Liquid Metal, what were you going to say about the comment section when you were on the Spawncast? I did not understand that. Oh, just like I said, I'll address that in my channel update. Just basically some people, you know, saying incorrect information about me or my channel when it comes to things. Like some people saying that I was like e-begging, like they saw me e-begging and all this stuff, and I'm like, no. I wanted to say that, but I didn't say anything. But yeah, I definitely don't e-beg at all. You guys donate, and I'm like, thank you, I appreciate your donations, but I don't ever say, hey, you guys give me this, you guys give me money just so I can have money. I never say that at all. I never say that at all. And whenever anything is here, like for example, like for sponsors and stuff like that, it's like you get stuff, you get emotes, you get game nights, you get stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's more of a service than anything. So, but like I said, I will address that more with some people that were. I think somebody even made a video or something like that. I don't know, but. Like I said, whatever. Carl O'Sullivan. Hey, OJ, do you think Kid Icarus Uprising on Switch could happen? Yes, I do think Kid Icarus Uprising on Switch can happen. I'm hoping Sakurai is working on that as we speak. I'm hoping Sakurai somewhere is like, you guys want Kid Icarus Uprising? You got it. And then you just see like, to be, and then like he like turns his back and says, to be continued. That's what I want. That's the teaser trailer that I want. It's like Sakurai just sitting in front. He just says, "So Kid Icarus, huh?" But in Japanese, and he says, "All right, let's do this." When it just stops and it turns around and just says, "To be continued." That's the teaser that I want. I don't even want to see Pit. I don't want to see Pit. I don't want to see Palutena. I just want to see Sakurai just do that. And he turns his back. Okay, and he's wearing that crazy shirt that he wore during the Smash Brothers. His Smash Brothers present, the 50 facts, like that cheetah print or whatever that was. I want him wearing that shirt, and I want him doing just that, and it just says to be continued. That's all I want. That's all. I don't even want to see the game. I don't even want to see the game. Oh man. Let's see here. What other questions you guys have? Is it Tiago or Thigo Martins? Ah, itchy. OJ, do you think there's a slim chance the Persona 5 on the Switch? I haven't given up yet. There is a slim, yeah, there's a slim chance. I don't know if it's going to happen, but there's definitely a slim chance. Yeah, yeah. Like I said, I mean, it's a sliver. It's slim, man. Maybe we get a Persona 5 Golden. That's what I'm hoping for. Persona 5 Golden on the Switch. But I wouldn't bank on it. If I was a betting man, which I'm not, I would not bank on it. Oh yeah, Visitor Grunt has a very good point. Best Buy has the 128GB SD cards for $30. Do not buy the cheap no-name ones. Yes, when you go on Amazon, there's going to be a bunch of cheap no-name ones that are going to be saying, "Oh, you can get like 200GB for like $12." Don't buy those. Buy name brand. Buy SanDisk. Buy the ones that are actually legit. Like buy SanDisk or buy Samsung. You know what I'm saying? Like buy the good ones. Okay, guys. Do not buy, or buy. I think like there's all sorts of different good ones, but like do not buy like super cheap no-name brand, no-name SD cards. It'll corrupt your memory and you'll lose everything. Amazon has SanDisk cards for good money. Here, let me tell you guys. SanDisk is not the only brand that you can buy. There's other brands that you can buy outside of SanDisk that are good. Samsung has good SD cards that have never corrupted on me. So basically, you can buy Samsung. They have 128GB for $44.99. Okay, for the micro SD. So those ones are not bad. Samsung makes good SD cards. Now, if you want a 256, those ones are a lot more expensive. But wait for Black Friday sales. Black Friday sales are going to be all over the place, or like sales online are going to be all over the place, all over the world. It's not just going to be here in the U.S. It's going to be everywhere. So you can go with that. Samsung, also, I would say SanDisk, yes, those are really good. And I'd also say, what else is there? The PNY, they make good SD cards as well. So you can go with PNY. They're not horrible, okay? They're not a bad brand that's going to corrupt your memory, but there's not a lot. So I mean, like what that dude, whoever said that in the chat, you're right. Like SanDisk is probably like, you want like the bet that's going to be like the best. SanDisk is probably your best bet, but you can go with Samsung or you can go with PNY. Now there's some stuff like just, look at this on Amazon. There's like a 256GB micro SD memory card, for Android. It's for $20. Like, don't go with that. Like don't buy that. You know what I'm saying? Like, buy the ones that are like SanDisk, the good ones. Right now on Amazon, you can get, let me see here. Let me look. You can get a SanDisk or SanDisk. I'm saying SanDisk. Is it SanDisk? I'm saying ScanDisk. Oh my gosh. Samsung's really good though too, guys. I definitely like Samsung. Samsung is not bad. Let me see. Because I mean, not everyone has Best Buys in their area, Yeah, so SanDisk is selling right now. They're selling 128 for $43. So a little bit pricier than what some people are having it for Black Friday sales and stuff like that. So just wait till Thanksgiving, wait till Christmas, wait till one of those. But if you can't wait, $43 isn't a horrible price. Now, if you want to spend a little bit more, what card do I have? I think I have a 200. I have a 200. So let me see. Turn off. I'll show you guys the one that I have that's really good too. So I've been getting a lot of SD. This thing's. There you go. Oh yeah, so I have a SanDisk. I don't know the name of it, but I have a SanDisk 200. The 200GB. I can't focus on it because it's gonna be tough, but yeah, I have this one. It's really good. So if you can buy this one, that one though, it's $71. Now I got a special deal on it because I have a buddy of mine. I have a source within Best Buy, and I got it from there. So I have so I got a nice deal. I got mine for $45. This one, but if you can get it, I would probably opt for 200. And if you have the money, if you have the money, buy it 400. Well, the 400 gigabyte ones, those are $249.99. Those are too expensive. The 256 gigabytes, those are $149.99. You know, but the 200 is good. Like if you can spend this, it's $71. You might be able to get it for like $50 on Black Friday. So yeah, the prices are always going down. Like this same 200 gigabyte SD card last year, was almost $200, you know, or it was like 150 or something like that. So the prices are going down. Let me get back to you guys' comments and questions and everything right now, though. So it looks like you guys have pretty much. I think we've all exhausted all of the questions here. So I've been going for about an hour 15, so I want to keep these short enough to where people can watch them later down the line. So thank you guys so much for watching. I do appreciate it. We're pretty much going to round up this episode here. A couple quick announcements, guys, as far as PE original content. Make sure you check out the ticker right there. We have Worms WMD coming up. We have Bring the Ports Volume 2. If you guys haven't seen my first one, just type in Bring the Ports. Type in Skyrim changes everything, Bring the Ports. Make sure you check that out. We have Volume 2 coming up pretty soon here. It seems like you guys really like that, so bringing back that. We also have a PE channel update that's also coming pretty soon here. We're going to be addressing a lot of different issues and just talk about some stuff. It'll be short, it'll be like 5 minutes or something like that. We also have Resident Evil Revelations gameplay coming. We have Xenoblade Chronicles 2, of course, coming. I might be getting a review copy for that, so we might have something for you guys earlier than the launch, but probably not. And then live streams coming as well. We also have another thing at the top. Make sure emote. We got a new emote coming in as well. So look forward to that. Make sure you follow me on Twitter so you can vote on the new emote, or just give me ideas on the new emote. You guys can send me ideas for emotes, and I'll see what I can do. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 style emotes. As well. And once again, at 40 sponsors, we're at 30. I think, yeah, we're at 30. At 40 sponsors, I will lick a disgusting cartridge again. So yeah, so awesome stuff there. So if you guys, oh my gosh, what happened here? Yeah, oh yeah, that guy's name is way too long. I'm looking at him like, oh, okay, the rookie 12347 is covering the whole bottom of the screen. So yeah, if you guys have any questions or anything, you can always ask me on Twitter. I'm more than happy to talk to you guys. Link in the description below for my Twitter account and my page and all that. So thank you guys so much for watching. But before you guys go, if you haven't hit that like button, hit that like button, okay? If you have not hit that like button, hit that like button before you go. It really helps out the channel. Subscribe if you're someone new. So if you're someone watching for the first time, you're going to get consistent content on this channel. You're going to get a lot of cool stuff. And look out for more videos for today, in addition to more videos all throughout the rest of the week. We're going to have a ton of stuff. Although, guys, PE Arena and my normal PlayerEssence Cross Nintendo, I don't know if I'm going to have those just because this week it's Thanksgiving this week. So I'm not sure if I'm going to have all of that, or the Thanksgiving holidays and all that type of stuff, because my brother's coming. But we'll definitely have at least one more live show, I think. So just look forward to that. I'm also thinking about changing the time of PlayerEssence Cross Nintendo. I'm also thinking about changing the time to PlayerEssence Cross Nintendo to a different day. So look out, just giving you guys a heads up on that one as well. And making PE Arena on Saturdays. Having one on Thursday, then having one on Saturday. Because a lot of people from Europe are starting to say, hey man, like it's way too late for me to play. But if I have one on Saturday, I can have one earlier in the day. So yeah, so look forward to probably making that change to where we're going to do PE Arena on Thursday and on Saturdays. So my European brothers and sisters can join in the fun. So yeah, but anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I do appreciate that. And you guys have a nice day. And of course, look forward to PlayerEssence for all the latest gaming news. We'll see you guys for the next one. Peace out.